White Sox fans, this is your Sox Machine White Sox wake-up call for Friday, April 28th, 2023. Happy National Hairball Awareness Day. I'm Bennett Carroll. In the opening game of a 4-game series, the Chicago White Sox dropped their 8th straight, losing 14-5 to the Tampa Bay Rays. Dylan Cease and Shane McClanahan met in a duel of aces and both held serve in the first. Cease allowed a single to Wander Franco, but immediately picked him off and still managed a 1-2-3 inning. McClanahan did fight through a little bit more, allowing a single to Andrew Vaughn and a walk to Luis Robert before getting out of the inning. To the second we go, and the Rays got going quick. Brandon Lau was leading off and hit one into the gap and right. Oscar Colas tried to scoop the ball on the run, but wasn't quite able to snag it. And by the time Luis Robert picked it up and threw it in, Lau was standing on third. Isaac Paredes took a strike before hitting a slider to left to drive in Lau, which brought up Josh Lowe. Lowe followed that up with a single, and after a strikeout, Luke Raley stepped in. Raley swung on 2-0 and drove the ball into the gap and right, bringing both Paredes and Lowe in to make it 3-0 Rays. Cease managed to get out of the inning without any more damage. The Sox got one back, though. Jake Burger led off with a walk, and 2 outs later, Lenyn Sosa doubled to the gap and right, and Burger came all the way around to score to make it a 3-1 game. He was so far ahead of the throw, he didn't even have to be a slider. Top 4 and with 1 out, Brandon Lau and Dylan Cease went 8 pitches into an at-bat before Lau finally found a slider he timed right and crushed over the wall and right to make it 4-1 Rays. Cease got through the rest of the inning, though, with no issues. Bottom 4 is next in our sights, and Jake Burger leads off. Burger tomahawked the first pitch he saw and smoked it down the line and left, relishing watching it clear the fence. That is his team-leading 6th home run of the year and makes it a 4-2 game. But after the Sox failed to follow up on Burger's bomb, Tampa got to work. Top 5, Yandy Diaz and Wander Franco each singled, and Randy Arozarena took a walk to load the bases. Brandon Lau singled to center to drive in 2 to make it 6-2 Rays. And that was enough for Pedro Grifol, who removed Cease with nobody out in the 5th. Aaron Bummer came in for Cease, and after a passed ball, got Isaac Paredes to ground out, which brought in Randy Arozarena to make it 7-2 before a pair of outs ended the inning. Cease's final line, 4 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 of which were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. The rough night puts his season ERA at 4.15. Bottom 6 and Jake Diekman is in to pitch, a sentence that has never gone well. Luke Raley leads off with a single, and Francisco Mejia gets on and moves Raley to second on a fielder's choice. After a Yandy Diaz strikeout, Wander Franco hit the ball right at Andrew Vaughn at first. Vaughn let the ball sneak under him and squirt into short right field, and Raley came around to score on the error. Diekman then balked, moving both runners into scoring position. And since it had been so long since a runner was on first, he then walked Brandon Lau, loading the bases for Isaac Paredes. Paredes proceeded to double to left to drive in all 3 runners, breaking this game wide open at 11-2. But don't worry, it wouldn't stay there for long, as Josh Lowe followed that up with a single to drive Paredes in and make it 12-2. The Sox managed to escape with just a 10-run deficit. But don't get too comfortable, because top 7, Yandy Diaz stepped up and crushed a Kendall Graveman sinker center to right center field to make it 13-2. We jump to the 8th inning where, believe it or not, the Sox are in business. Adam Hazley doubled to right. Yeah, really. To lead off, and with 2 outs, who but Jake Burger doubled to center to bring Hazley around and cut the lead to just 13-3. But those pesky Rays came clawing back as Luke Raley went deep in the top of the 9th to make it 14-3. Bottom 9 and Oscar Colas leads off with a double. After a ground out, Romy Gonzalez tripled to right to bring in Colas and cut the lead to 14-4. Are they coming back? Well, with 2 outs, Adam Hazley singled to right to bring in Romy and make it 14-5. But that's where it would end. Eloy Jimenez would pop out and the Sox would lose. Final score, 14-5. The Sox fall to 7-19, including 8 straight losses. The 5 runs they scored, by the way, is the most they've scored since last Friday when they lost to these same Rays 8-7 on a walk-off. Some notes from the box score. Jake Berger continues to hit the ball well, going 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. Adam Hazley, somehow, was the only other Sox player with multiple base hits. Also, a shout out to Ronaldo Lopez, who struck out 3 in the 8th while allowing a single. Tonight, the Sox look to avoid a 9th straight loss in the second game of 4 against Tampa as Lucas Giolito tangles with Zach Eflin at 6:10 p.m. Central Time. In the minors, the Knights were rained out and didn't play. The Barons couldn't handle the Tennessee Smokies, dropping the game 5-1. Luis Mieses singled in Tyler Neslony for the only run for Birmingham. Neslony was the only Baron with multiple hits, and Garrett Davila got the start, allowing 3 hits and 2 runs across 5 innings. The Dash were also rained out. And the Cannonballers lost 7-1 to the Carolina Mudcats. The only run scored by Kannapolis came on a sacrifice fly from Wilber Sanchez. In fact, only 3 total hits for the Ballers, a single each for Jordan Sprinkle, Luis Pineda, and Wilber Sanchez. Frander Veras was the best pitcher for Canny, throwing 2 scoreless innings and allowing only 1 hit. That will do it for this White Sox wake-up call. Subscribe to the Sox Machine podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/SoxMachine. If you enjoy our work and want to support, visit patreon.com/SoxMachine, as we have several different tiers of support, starting at just $2 a month for exclusive content, ad-free podcast and website, and first crack at our new swag. Enjoy your Friday, and go White Sox!